Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm the K-pop mailman and I'm excited because today we're getting into a new era of I-LAND. Never thought I'd see the day. Obviously after the original I-LAND, which is my favorite survival show of all time for sure. I've watched a handful live. I've watched some that, had happened, and I watched them, back years and years later. But I really love the structure of I-LAND. I enjoyed it. I think it was great, and it also produced my favorite group of all time when it comes to K-pop. So I'm interested to see where this goes. Obviously, things are going to be somewhat different because it is no longer B-Lift. It's now Wave or Wake One, right? If I'm not mistaken, which is the group that has Kepler. Could be wrong on some of that stuff, but I believe so, from Girls Planet. I watched Girls Planet 999. A lot of you may have seen that. I was actually streaming it live on Twitch at the time when it was happening, and then they banned me because obviously it's a live television show and they weren't about it. So I won't be doing that kind of stuff anymore. But anyways, I'm interested to see where this show goes. But today we're going to be reacting to the theme song, which was done by Rose, who was my first bias in K-pop because Blackpink was the first group that got me into K-pop. So really excited to hear this and check this out. And I know nothing about the girls. Typically going into like survival shows and stuff, I kind of watch any content where they're putting out, trying to get to know the members. I just haven't had time, so I plan to kind of do that on my own time. Watch some of the, like, if they have interviews and stuff like that. It is the day of the first episode. I believe it did air already at like 4 or 5 in the morning my time. It's not going to be something I'm going to get up to watch. I can't, not with my job and stuff. So unfortunately, I will be having to catch it on the reruns or stuff like that. Not sure if it's going to be on Mnet's channel. Typically they do, but then they break it up into a bunch of videos, which I can't stand. So I'll probably be watching it, with somebody that makes it with subs, or watching it on Viki, because I believe it should be on there. So let's get into this, guys. I'm excited. There are no English subtitles, so we're just gonna be vibing out and listening to it and seeing what girls it looks. It's a performance video, so we're gonna see the girls. I don't know how many girls there are, so I'm learning a lot here through this video, and maybe some are gonna catch my eye. So let's go check it out, guys. Stage looks very different here, but they do kind of have the egg, It's not really an egg this time. Kind of looks like a flower, like when it's the bulb and it hasn't opened yet. Oh no, it's interesting. I'm getting Girls Planet 999 vibes though. Maybe it's just because it does look circular like a planet instead of the egg I'm used to. So I don't have it here, but I made a light stick for the first I-LAND, which would not be the same as this because I had an egg in the middle of it and everything inside of a cube. I have a video on the channel where I showed the creation of that. Alright, let's see how many girls here. Ooh, it is a decent amount. Feels like way more than I-LAND. Is that the final countdown? 100%. What in the world? Can we talk about how awkward it must be to tie your shoe in the beginning of the performance? How many times like you'd mess that up? Because it's such a simple gesture, but like you're having to do it on the camera, and the rest in a timely manner too, because this is obviously choreoed. So this is just all performance, which it says it's a performance video. I don't know why I thought it was going to be like a mix between them and Rose. Who was Was that the center girl in the beginning? Love that. The solid move. The final love song. Oh my god, it's so gimmicky. Ooh, she's got some good facial expressions. She's like... Man, there's like 30 girls probably? Is that Jimin? I can't remember. There was a girl, it's from Are You Next, I think, right? That was the only girl that I recognized from another show. But it's been so long since I've watched that show. He's pretty. The one here in the front. He's got good facial expressions. That sounded like Rose, though, right there. See, so are they... That's the first point where I feel like yeah, so she's singing that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very confused about a lot of this, to be honest with you. Headbanging part of the choreo. Oh. Oh, that's cute. That last girl, that was just the same picture. Kind of looked like Younghoon, which I know it's not, obviously, from Kepler, but... She's so tiny. This one over on the right. You guys have to let me know down in the comments if there are any... Man, that girl kind of gave Jisoo vibes. If, like, any of these girls are on other shows... Like I said, I watched a handful. I don't watch a crazy amount. I just don't have time. I really wish I did, but I just don't. Like I said, I know Jimin was supposed to be, and she was in Are You Next, if I remember correctly. That show, I've kind of completely deleted it from my memory, to be honest with you, because that show, in my opinion, just was not good. Like, I was so... I wanted it to be good. Like, I was, like, watching it, and I was so invested in a lot of the girls, and then it just, I don't know, the show seemed like I didn't agree, I guess. Maybe that's what it was, and we're not always going to agree, and I don't work in the business, so it's not like I fucking know anything, but it's like, there seemed like there was some hella favoritism on, like, people they were, like, trying to push, and I just didn't see it, and, you know, obviously there's plenty of people that did, because everybody's got a bunch of stands, you know, and on these shows, so, I don't know, when I watched I-LAND, that's why it's one of my favorite shows, besides the way that it was the first one. I obviously don't know about this show, but the way it was made and the process, it was just very balanced. You had global voting, which, you know, everybody loves, but I have problems with because we can't be trusted because we're biased. But they balanced that out by having producers also vote, and they had a decision one week, we had a decision next week. And so there was a way for it to be balanced so things worked out for the best of the group. And Are You Next just seemed like not like that, and it just was a mess to me. But I have not reacted to any I-LAND yet, which I can't stand that name. I think it's terrible. But I'm going to, because I do want to see what they have to offer, and I've heard good things. So I am going to react to them soon. I just haven't had time yet. I think they have 2 music videos now. Magnetic was the first, and I believe they just came out with another one. Something Syndrome, maybe. Not sure. I saw it come up on my feed. But anyways, this song, getting back on topic here. It seems good. I mean, it's not Into the Island. like I said, it seemed kind of gimmicky because they used the final countdown in there, and it just seemed, I don't know. And it was also weird because like going into this, it was a performance video. That's what it says. So I assumed that it was going to be the girls singing, dancing, doing all of that. But I was also kind of like confused because, to my knowledge, there's not a music video. Like, so for Into the Island, we had a music video that was, IU um, singing, obviously, and just kind of throwing clips of the show together and showing the space they're going to be in and all this different stuff. And so there was that you could listen to and react to and see and all of that. And then obviously in the first episode, was the first episode and the second episode, kind of. I don't remember if they broke it up or not. I don't even think it was the first episode because that was mainly the entrance stuff. But anyways, we had the boys do their choreo and the performance of Into the Island, and then we ended up getting the song later of the boys singing it. So I'm just, this is a little, it's so different, I guess, and it's just weird because it's the same IP, Island. So this seemed like it was a performance by the girls, sung by Rose for the most part, but I think there were parts where some of the girls were singing. There was definitely parts where Rose was singing, and it did say up in the corner with Rose. So I'm not totally sure exactly how much of that was Rose. There were parts that were very obviously her because she has a very distinct voice. But I don't know. It was just interesting the way they did that. I don't feel like I've ever seen anything like that. The song wasn't bad. I don't know that it's going to be something I'm going to listen to a lot. Like pretty much every song that Island had from the original series, I listened to those like crazy. I Incredible is still one of my favorite songs, K-pop songs of all time. Absolutely love that. That stage was amazing too. So I'm excited though to check this out. I don't, we'll see how invested I am in it. I do enjoy these types of shows if they're done properly. So I don't know, with everything being so different with this one and it not being the same, like we took Island the way it was, and we said we're going to do it again, but we're going to do it for girls. And that was the original plan. It just didn't happen for years and years and years. And then things changed. Like I said, this is Wake One and not Be Lift anymore. Hype has nothing to do with this now. It's just Mnet and Wake One, if I'm not mistaken. And that's where I get worried because I think one of the biggest reasons the first Island was so successful and what came from it was because there was influence from Hive because they had, it was B-Lift. And I have my problems with Hive right now, to be honest with you. I've always really loved that company, but they seem to be a mess, in my opinion, as of late. So maybe things wouldn't even be that much better right now. But I'm interested to see. I really like the show Island. So, and it's been a hot minute since I've watched a survival show. Are You Next would have been the last one, and I didn't even finish it. I know who's in the final group. I saw all of that, but I just stopped watching. I don't know. I got detached from it. I was very invested in the beginning, and that's the key to these shows is to keep you invested, to have you interested with any type of show. And that's another thing. They are reality shows, so at a point there is production that's going to be made. Things are going to happen, drama. Like it's the way to keep the viewer interested. And I understand that as long as it doesn't affect the best outcome for the group. That's when I start having a problem with it. When people Mnet snake type stuff, but they do have to do. It's still a show, so they have to give you that kind of stuff. There has to be a storyline to continue to drive you coming back every week because it's not just a variety show. You're not just going to watch them perform. You're going to get to know these girls. You're going to get to know their personalities, and so they do need to kind of build a storyline there. Makes it easier for people to be invested. So I understand it from a filmmaker perspective, but we'll see how this one goes. I'm a little worried. Like I said, the way it looks, it's giving such Girl Planet 999 vibes, and I like that show a lot. I watched that show like crazy, very invested in that show, but the final lineup, I was not. There was a couple of like, no. I mean, if you haven't been around since when I used to watch Girls Planet 999, Surichi was my top. I also liked Yenny a lot. And I can't believe that Surrey didn't make it. I just didn't even understand. Like it was so dumbfounding to me. But anyways, enough rambling. It's just nice to talk about this stuff. I haven't talked to anybody about survival show stuff in a minute. The song was okay, like I said. I'm interested to get into the show. I can't watch the show with y'all, so I will just be watching it and probably talking about it on and Twitter and stuff, and maybe I'll do some like recap videos. We'll see. It really just depends on what I have time for. I don't want to overburden myself so I get burnt out and just can't give you guys content again, because that's kind of where we got years and years ago. I just ran out of time and it just got too much. So maybe I'll do some like recap stuff and just talk. Just come talk. You know, I'm not going to do any crazy like videos and showing this, that, and everything, because Mnet cannot stand if you use their stuff, even for reaction. So we'll see how this video goes. They might not even allow me to put it up. But yeah, I'm interested to see how things go. Let me know in the comments any girls that you're familiar with, any girls that you're looking forward to. I'll try to keep an eye on those ones. You know, fill me in because I am extremely behind on this. Like I said, I know it started this morning. I'm going to watch it as soon as I can. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you liked the video, give a thumbs up down below. I'd really, really appreciate it. Subscribe if you want to see more content from me. And I'll see you in the next video.